Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different, maybe a fascinating journey into something really fundamental. If you want to connect in English, we're looking at 30 incredibly effective sentences, the kind native speakers use, well, pretty much every day without even thinking about it. And look, our mission for you, our listener, it isn't just about memorizing a list. That's just the start. We really want to help you get the nuance, understand when to use them, why they work, and how to actually deploy them naturally. The goal is clearer, more confident English, sound less like you're reading from a script and more like you.
Exactly. And that's really the core of it. It's quite amazing how these simple sounding sentences, they function as really sophisticated tools. They go way beyond basic grammar. They're almost like shortcuts, shortcuts to sounding well informed, communicating naturally. And if you grasp the subtle power behind these common phrases, it can genuinely transform how your conversations flow and how you express yourself too. It adds this layer of authenticity that rote learning just can't touch.
Tools for transformation. I like that.
Yeah.
That really frames it well. It sets the stage perfectly for our first category, which is all about phrases for understanding, agreement, and just showing you're open in a conversation. So let's kick things off with number one. I see what you mean.
Ah, yes. This one's incredibly versatile. Its real strength, I think, is that it signals you understand someone's point without necessarily meaning you agree with it.
Right.
You're just acknowledging their perspective, validating it in a way. So, like, if someone says, I see what you mean about the price. It is a bit expensive. They're showing they get the cost issue.
But they haven't agreed it's too expensive or that they won't buy it.
Precisely. They've just understood the concern.
That's a really key distinction, isn't it? It definitely helps smooth things over, potential friction points, and shows you're, actually listening.
Active listening, yeah. It builds rapport.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Okay, building on that, acknowledging someone's input. What about, that's a good point.
Right. That's a good point, is your sort of immediate, polite thumbs up. You're validating that what they said was smart or useful, adds value. It's a bit more than just basic agreement. It signals their insight was, well, insightful. So if someone suggests, maybe we should wait until tomorrow, and you say, that's a good point.
They feel heard, appreciated.
Exactly. It makes them feel their contribution mattered.
Yeah.
Very respectful.
Definitely encourages more thoughtful discussion. Okay, so if that's a good point, shows agreement, what if someone throws a totally new idea at you? Something that makes you pause and think.
For that, I haven't thought about it that way. This one's a real conversational gem, I think.
Yeah.
Because it instantly signals intellectual openness, curiosity.
Right, like you're genuinely surprised.
Yeah, or impressed by a new angle. When you say, I haven't thought about it that way, thanks for explaining, you sound thoughtful, friendly, and crucially, you're kind of inviting them to say more. It deepens the exchange.
Keeps those intellectual doors wide open. I like that.
Yeah.
And for those moments of just like complete agreement, total alignment, I couldn't agree more.
Yes, this is a really strong one. A powerful way to show you are 100% on board. And notice the structure. It's a double negative, couldn't agree, which actually makes the positive meaning stronger.
Interesting. Like an intensifier.
Exactly. It's idiomatic. So if someone says honesty is always the best policy, and you come back with, I couldn't agree more.
It lands with more impact than just, I agree.
Much more impact. It conveys absolute, unwavering alignment, very natural for native speakers.
Truly impactful. Okay, and speaking of understanding things, what's the slightly different feeling when you use that makes sense?
Good question. That makes sense. Goes a bit beyond just hearing the words. It signals you accept the logic or the reasoning behind something.
Okay. The why.
Yeah, the why. You're not just understanding the statement, but the underlying reason or the sequence of events. So if someone explains why they were late, you were busy at work, and you reply, that makes sense.
You're showing empathy, understanding their situation.
Right. It validates their explanation, keeps you sounding open, not judgmental.
That's so useful. It probably de-escalates a lot of potential misunderstandings.
Definitely. And for a really quick, casual way to show you feel the same way. We've got same here.
Oh, yeah, super common.
Super common,
Yeah.
short, sweet, and just instantly builds that connection. Solidarity, shared experience. Someone says, man, I'm so tired today. You say, same here. Boom, instant connection.
No long explanation needed.
Nope, just I'm with you on that. Very efficient.
Okay, great stuff. Let's unpack our next set of tools then. These are sentences for information exchange, clarification. Really fundamental stuff.
Absolutely. Can't have a smooth conversation without these, especially when you need details or need to check things.
Right. First up, I'm not sure, but I'll find out.
This one is just chef's kiss for professional communication, but useful anywhere, really. It does two things perfectly. Acknowledges you don't know right now.
Which is honest.
Exactly. But then it immediately offers a proactive solution. I'll find out for you. So saying, I'm not sure when the meeting starts, but I'll find out, shows you're not just clueless, you're helpful, reliable.
Builds trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way better than just a flat, I don't know.
Miles better. Sound a bit dismissive otherwise.
Okay, flip side. Someone gives you important info. How do you use thanks for letting me know effectively?
Well, this is more specific than just thanks. It's appreciation for the information itself, especially if it's important or news or something time sensitive.
Ah, right. Context matters.
Definitely. So finding out the event is canceled. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Acknowledges their effort in telling you and the value of that info to you.
It's precise, a specific kind of thanks.
Exactly.
Definitely a keeper for, well, pretty much any interaction. Now, what if you just missed something? Like physically didn't hear it. Maybe the line crackled or you drifted off for a second.
Yeah, happens to everyone. The natural, polite way is, I didn't catch that.
Rather than just what or huh.
Please, yes. Much more courteous. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? It gets you the information without making things awkward. It implies the problem was with the hearing, not necessarily with their speaking or your understanding.
Good point. And sometimes it's not that you didn't hear it, but you just don't get the meaning. Like you're confused by the words themselves.
Right. For that, the go-to is, what do you mean?
Simple. Direct.
Very. It's fundamental for seeking clarification when the content or the intent is confusing you. If someone says something ambiguous like, wait, what do you mean by it's too late? This question gets right to the heart of it.
Forces them to be a bit more specific.
Exactly. It's direct, yeah, but usually not seen as rude, just seeking understanding.
Okay, super useful. All right, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about decision making and also those times when you're, a bit undecided.
The land of maybe.
Okay, we'll start with one that feels quite positive, sort of exploratory. It's worth the try.
Yeah, I like this one. It's worth a try. Has this nice blend of optimism and practicality. Even if you're not sure something will work, it encourages action, experimentation.
Like, let's just see what happens.
Pretty much. If you're discussing a new method and say, well, I don't know if this will help, but hey, it's worth a try, you sound open-minded, willing to explore, good in a team.
Definitely encourages trying things out. Now, what if you need a beat? You need to process something important before you answer. How does "let me think about it" come across?
It comes across as thoughtful, confident even.
Really? Not like you're avoiding the question.
Not usually, no. It shows you don't feel pressured into a snap decision. You value the decision enough to actually think about it, especially for bigger things. Wow, that's a big decision. Let me think about it and get back to you. That shows deliberation, not evasion. People generally respect that.
That's a powerful way to handle pressure. Shows you're not impulsive.
Yeah.
Okay, then there are answers that aren't just yes or no. How does "it depends" work? Is it just a hedge?
It is a hedge, yeah, but a really common and useful one, a classic linguistic hedge, actually. It buys you time, signals there's complexity involved. It lets you avoid a simple yes-no when it's not appropriate.
And maybe invites them to ask for more details.
Often, yes. If someone asks, are you free this weekend? And it's complicated, saying, it depends on my work schedule. It's perfectly natural. Communicates conditionality.
So true. Life's rarely black and white, is it?
Not often.
And sometimes you genuinely want the other person to choose. How do you do that in a friendly way with It's up to you.
This one's all about empowerment. And flexibility shows you're easygoing. When someone asks, like, where should we eat? And you say, oh, it's up to you. You're putting the ball in their court.
Makes them feel considered.
Exactly. Gives them the agency, fosters a really nice, collaborative, friendly vibe.
Yeah, I use that one all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally in this section, for those moments of hopeful uncertainty, keeping possibilities open, we have you never know.
You never know. It just captures that spirit of, like, hopeful optimism when things are uncertain, acknowledges things are unpredictable, but encourages an open mind.
Keeps us positive.
Yeah. If someone asks, do you think we'll win the game? Responding with the cheerful, you never know. It suggests anything's possible, can be quite playful too.
What a great set for decisions and uncertainty. Right, let's move into our fourth category. This one's focused on expressing intent, feelings, and offering encouragement.
Okay, important stuff for relationships and teamwork.
Definitely. First up, a really crucial one for softening criticism or potential disagreement. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, this is brilliant. A fantastic preemptive move, psychologically. You're basically signaling your goodwill before you say something that might sound negative or critical.
Like a disclaimer.
Kind of, yeah. So if you say, look, don't get me wrong, I like your idea, and then you add the, but I think it needs more details. You've already sort of disarmed them, kept the lines open, shown respect. Your positive intention isn't lost.
That's absolutely key for constructive feedback.
Yeah.
Maintaining the relationship. Okay, next, a step up from a simple thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this adds depth. Sincerity. It goes beyond politeness into genuine, heartfelt gratitude.
When thanks doesn't feel like enough.
Exactly. If someone's really helped you out, wow, you helped me so much with this project, I really appreciate it, just sounds warmer. It acknowledges their effort more profoundly.
Adds that layer of warmth, for sure. And for the super casual end of the spectrum, brushing off an apology, no worries.
Oh, no worries. You hear this everywhere in casual English. Australia, UK, US.
Everywhere.
It's informal, friendly. Means it's okay, don't stress about it, no need to apologize. Someone bumps into you, oh, sorry, no worries. Someone's late, sorry I'm late, no worries. Puts them at ease instantly.
So relaxed.
Yeah.
Very everyday. Okay, when you're committing to do something, maybe something tough, I'll do my best. What's that really saying?
It conveys responsibility, commitment, but also acknowledges reality. The outcome might not be totally in your control.
Right, it's not a guarantee of success.
No, but it is a guarantee of effort. If your boss asks, can you finish this by tomorrow? Saying, sure, I'll do my best, shows you're dedicated, you'll try your hardest, demonstrates a good work ethic.
That's a great attitude signal. And for a quick, cheerful expression of hope for someone else, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Often comes with the actual gesture, too. It's casual, universally understood. Just means, I hope things go well for you. Friend says, my interview's tomorrow. You say, oh, wow, fingers crossed. Simple, supportive, shows you're rooting for them, builds that camaraderie.
It really does. A little shared optimism shot. Now, an idiom for when things are late, offering some forgiveness. Better late than never.
Yes. The classic. It's friendly, forgiving, emphasizes that finishing something, even late, is better than not doing it at all.
Lightens the mood a bit if someone's apologizing for being late.
Exactly. Someone says, so sorry for finishing this report late. You can reply, hey, no problem. Better late than never. Acknowledges the delay, but focuses on the completion.
It's about progress, right? Even slow progress. And if you want to give someone breathing room, no pressure. Take your time.
This is just incredibly kind, polite, signals patience, no rush.
Put people at ease.
Totally. Someone's struggling, I'm sorry, I'm still working on it, responding, no problem at all, take your time. Removes that pressure, creates a much more relaxed vibe. Very considerate.
So important. And finally, in this group, clarifying that you were joking. I'm just kidding.
Crucial for managing social interactions, especially with humor, sarcasm, teasing.
Which can easily go wrong.
Oh, definitely. So if you say something potentially provocative, like you're fired, and you see panic in their eyes.
Quick follow-up.
Whoa, relax. I'm just kidding. Clarifies your playful intent immediately. Prevents offense. ensures the joke lands right, keeps things lighthearted.
Essential skill. Okay, we've made it to our final category. Sentences for actually managing the conversation itself and handling social interactions.
Right, the nuts and bolts of keeping things flowing smoothly.
First, if you think someone's misunderstood you, that's not quite what I meant.
This is a really gentle but firm way to correct someone. Notice it doesn't say, "You misunderstood me."
Good point. Less accusatory.
Exactly. It subtly puts the focus on the communication itself, not the listener's ability. That's not quite what I meant. Let me try explaining it differently. It allows you to clarify politely, keeps things respectful.
Like hitting a soft reset button. Allows you to rephrase. Okay, and when you need to, cut to the chase, maybe time's running out, let's get to the point.
Yeah, this one's direct. Signals you want to move past the small talk or side topics and focus on the main issue.
Did it sound rude?
It can, depending on tone and context. But in a meeting, "Okay, folks, we don't have much time, so let's get to the point," is usually perfectly acceptable. Shows focus, efficiency.
Right. Effective without being dismissive, then showing you're actually interested, which is vital for connection. That sounds interesting.
This simple phrase is gold for keeping conversations alive. It's basically an invitation. Tell me more.
Keeps the ball rolling.
Definitely. Someone says, "I'm studying psychology." You reply, "Oh, really? That sounds interesting." It shows engagement, curiosity, prompts them to elaborate, builds connection.
So important. And when you meet someone new or reconnect and want to suggest future contact, let's keep in touch.
A standard, friendly, professional way to signal openness to future communication.
Whether it's personal or work.
Exactly. As you're parting ways, "It was great meeting you. Let's keep in touch." Leaves the door open on a positive note.
Nice way to wrap up an introduction. Now, something short, modern, enthusiastic for saying yes to joining in. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. Very concise, energetic, informal, but widely understood. Just conveys immediate agreement to participate.
Like no hesitation.
Right. Someone says, "We're going to the beach this weekend." You just say, "Cool, I'm in." Quick, effective, shows enthusiasm.
Sounds so natural, doesn't it?
Oh.
Okay, when it's time to wrap things up, especially work or a task, let's call it a day.
The sweet sound of "let's call it a day." Very natural in work settings or any collaborative effort, really. It just means, okay, we've done enough for today, or we've reached a good stopping point.
Time to pack up.
Pretty much. Right. We finished most of the report. Let's call it a day. Common, accepted way to end the work session.
Definitely a welcome phrase sometimes. And last but not least, for those happy reunions, long time no see.
Yes. The classic greeting when you bump into someone you haven't seen for ages. It's idiomatic, warm, friendly, instantly acknowledges the gap in time, but reestablishes connection.
Breaks the ice immediately.
Totally. "Hey, wow, long time no see. How have you been?" Kicks things off perfectly, rekindles that familiarity.
What an incredible range of phrases we've covered. This has been a fantastic deep dive. We've really dug into the power behind these, 30 sentences?
Yeah, 30 incredibly effective sentences.
That native speakers use constantly. And like we said, they're not just words, are they? They really are tools.
Essential tools.
Tools to make your English sound, more natural, warmer, more confident.
Absolutely. And the practical takeaway here for everyone listening is please don't feel you need to memorize all 30 right now. That's overwhelming.
Right. Start small.
Exactly. The real power comes from picking just a few, maybe 2 or 3 that really resonated with you today, and then intentionally try to weave them into your conversations this week. Just practice.
Practice makes them feel natural.
It really does. That gradual, intentional approach, that's what builds true learning. Makes them stick. Makes them yours.
Brilliant advice. Focused practice for genuine mastery.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. It's been fascinating exploring how to make English sound more natural and impactful. And for you, our listener, as you start playing with these phrases, maybe integrating 1 or 2 into your daily chats, just consider this. Think about how these simple sentences don't just transfer information. They actually shape the connections you build. They make every single interaction feel a bit more authentic, a bit more impactful, something to mull over.